Okay, so I'm ready. Welcome, everybody. We do have a big announcement. So before we get to somebody talking about that, I thought I'd. Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was our fault.
Okay. So before I get to that, before we get to that, I wanted to go over the workout really quick. This is going to look real similar to 2 weeks ago because it's almost exactly the same. So people doing level 1 and just have some strides or like gliders if you're run walking. Just do the warm up on the schedule, do those strides, cool down. Again, we're just trying to kind of get used to running faster so that when the time comes to do the bigger workouts, you'll be able to do that. Also, I kind of think a lot about what percentage of your weekly volume is faster running, and you guys are not, in 2 weeks, you'll be at a point where I think we can all feel comfortable with starting to do like more structured intervals. But part of the reason for holding back early is so that you don't jump right out of the gate and get hurt with too much intensity. So don't worry, we'll get there. The strides this week for level 2 and 3, just like we did last week or 2 weeks ago rather, we have intervals at 5K pace. There's tons of ways to progress workouts. You can add repetitions, you can reduce rest. What we're going to go ahead and do is keep the same number of repetitions, the same amount of rest, and just tack on a little bit more duration to those intervals. So instead of 2 minutes, it's 2.5 minutes. It's not going to feel that different because you're in slightly better shape now. You know what I mean? Like the workouts don't really like get harder feeling because your fitness is improving. The workouts are getting harder as your fitness improves. So just do the same thing you did 2 weeks ago. So that's 5K pace. If you're doing it in the afternoon, or it's hot or humid, or even this morning, it was warmer right now for my second run of the day. But my first run this morning, it was cooler out, but it was 97% humidity, and I had a much worse time this morning. So like, just take conditions into account and run by feel, and then follow that up with 4 strides. I talked 2 weeks ago about liking to do some shorter, faster stuff after some of these workouts. Strides are low effort. They're not going to fry you. So just make sure you're fully recovered from those intervals and fully recover between each stride. If you can't fully recover, like jogging back to the start or just standing there for like 30 seconds, you did it too hard. The stride isn't like 100 meters as fast as you can run, all out sprint. It's like slowly building up your pace, just touching that, like not even like full sprint, but like anywhere from mile to 5K pace. You can really do it by feel, but just touching that top speed and then coasting back down. So it's just really more neurological. And if you're not fully recovered when you at the beginning of your strides and between the strides, and your form starts to break down, you're really losing a lot of the benefit of doing the strides. So make sure you're recovered, and then at the end, cool down, either the balance of your mileage or half a mile, whichever is greater. You get at least a half a mile cool down just jogging around, and it's okay if you go a little bit over. I'm not that worried about it. With these workouts, it's more about the work. The volume is what it is because we have to warm up and cool down, but whereas some of our runs are more focused on just getting that mileage in, these are more focused on kind of the workout itself. So whatever number you end up at, if you go over a little bit over, that's fine. But that's all I got. It's pretty straightforward this week. Anybody have any questions about that? It's bread and butter, baby.
I did.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just had a comment. You can go ahead.
So when you say strides, are you talking about faster turnover or longer strides?
I'm sorry, say the second part again.
So when you say strides, and you're talking about doing like faster work, you're talking about like extending your form or just increasing your turnover? Does that make sense?
I would actually recommend that you not think about that too much unless you've had somebody like look at your gait and they've made specific recommendations based on injury history or what's going on. Just think about, both. Continue to run normally, just faster. Really what we're trying to do here is what, at least my philosophy is that you kind of let your body figure it out. Like the faster, the closer you get to your top speed, the harder it is for you, and PTs, please jump in here if you have anything to say about this. The harder it's going to be for you to run really inefficiently. So it's kind of just training those pathways through these short bursts of speed. So don't psych yourself out too much with worrying about increasing your turnover or, driving your leg through, or,
Okay.
Don't worry about it too much. But like I said, if any PTs have any opinions about this, please overrule me.
Thank you.
You got a thumbs up from Megan.
Okay, good. Gary, did you have a comment?
My comment is that last week, I am a diehard track person. I love to do my workouts on the track, but last week I did my first workout. I missed the first week. And it was really nice, actually. I didn't realize how much I missed it, to just kind of get into that zone and feel your pace and not have to worry about, like, I usually calculate all my splits and calculate my 200 meters, and I've even written them on my arm. So I enjoyed it. I just want to say the running by time thing was a nice change.
But yeah, it's just different means of the same end. The track is really nice because you just feel different when you're on the track. You're like ready to get after it. It like activates something in your lizard brain, but you can get to the same point from a lot of different directions. And sometimes doing it by time is nice. So I'm glad that you liked it. All right, so I think that somebody who's not me is going to share some news here from.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we are excited. Charlie, I should give him credit, aligned all of our virtual races with local races in the area. The 4th of July race, we specifically aligned with the Hilltop USA 5K, and it is put on by our sister club, the Columbus Westside Running Club, CWRC. They are a fantastic club. They are also nonprofit, and they have really focused on bringing like a lot of good things to the west side, to the Hilltop area. So they worked really, really hard on this race. They started in 2018, so this is their 3rd year. It is virtual this year. They have, I want to say canceled. They went virtual. So they reached out to us just yesterday, and they're giving us 4 entries into their race. So the race is $25, and it benefits programs that their club does, as well as veterans of the Hilltop. So your money is going to 100% charity. Everything is good. I already have my race packet, so I have my bib. Well, you can't really see that. We each have bibs. The shirt is a soft cotton. I love their shirts. They fit great. I wear them all the time. And then the medal is like as big as my head. So this is the first in a series of 5. This one is the Army. So every year they're going to do a different branch of the military. And as I said, they worked really, really hard on this. They put on a really good race. Earlier, I don't even know, a few months ago, they sent every single person that has done this race dog tags. I have done it both years. So I did it 2018-19. They're all engraved with my name, my age group, my place, my time, and pace. These are both personalized. And they went to everyone. So they go above and beyond to make sure that you have a great race experience. And like I said, all your money goes to charity. So if you haven't signed up, I encourage you to, but we are going to be giving away 4 entries. So 4 lucky people get to win those. And because we just found out about it, we're trying to figure out the best way to give them away. We're going to do a social media giveaway. So keep your eyes peeled for something coming tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
Once we figure it out. So we're super excited. We want to support them, support a good cause. So it's in alignment. So basically what you'll do is you'll run your 5K and enter your time in both places. You'll enter it in the Hilltop one and you'll enter it in the Cirque run sign up as well.
And the other thing is the nice thing about entering the other one is probably there, if you are like kind of measuring yourself, like some people want to do these virtual races, do like go and look at the results and see how they did against other people and stuff. It's going to be a different like set of people than you're going to be going against in Cirque, you know what I mean? So it's nice to kind of have like a different set of competitors. But yeah, you can definitely use both times for one time for both. I'm not going to make you run 2 5Ks in one weekend as hard as you can. I would strongly prefer that you didn't.
Well, that's all I have. Keep your eyes out. We're going to announce it. We're going to give them away quickly. That way, if you don't win and you still want to enter, you'll have time to do that. So that's all I have. Charlie, you were going to do.
Right. I totally forgot about that. I actually think we may do that next week because I don't have anything ready for it yet.
Okay. I'm going to do and then I have another plug.
Okay.
For everybody who knows me, you know how much I love our PTs at Ohio State. So last week, yay! Last week, I did a breakout room. Charlie sent me and Megan out, and I just have to say that, like, it's always amazing. I always learn something. They're always super helpful. I think in my whole running career, I've only had one, knock on wood, injury that took me out of running for a short time. I've bugged every single one of them and asked them a million questions, and they always have like excellent advice. So I think it's a very underutilized offer. I don't know what the right word is, that we have our relationship with them. So I just want to encourage everybody that if you have an ache or pain, don't like try to diagnose it yourself. There's nothing too small. It's never too early to talk to them, and they're just going to give you advice, and they're going to try to keep you out of physical therapy. Their job is to try to keep you healthy, and they want to be here. They're here as volunteers. So please definitely use them. Ask lots of questions. You can ask here. You can ask them privately. We can give you a breakout room and have a conversation with them. So Megan helped me last week, so I wanted to give another thumbs up.
Thanks, Terry.
Yes, thank you.
Well, does anybody have anything else I want to talk about? I was going to talk about heat stress this week, but then I got so caught up in the excitement about the Hilltop USA 5K that I forgot to write up some notes today. So I will talk about it next week. Don't worry.
We have Tony slated too.
And we'll talk about it soon.
So in the future, we're going to have Tony. He couldn't be with us tonight, but he was going to talk about heart rate training. So that's another great topic I know a lot of people are interested in. But the floor is open tonight if anybody has anything you just want to ask or bring up or anything. We don't have a topic prepared.
I don't know if there are any other run walkers besides myself, and I know Penny is too. All right. It's the first time I've tried run walk, and I'm kind of run walk rehabbing is the way I describe it. I had almost a full year off running because every attempt I made to return to running was unsuccessful. So I'm about 6 weeks in on this now and doing okay. So I think the run walk is doing well for me, and it's been nice to be able to return to running and not even have to worry about ankles or knees or anything for doing too much too quick, which is probably what I did on my last few attempts to return to running. The problem I have with the run walk is that I get so much rest on that walk that it makes me want to run too fast when it's time to run, and I'm really struggling with keeping my speed down. Like, I've decided not to do strides because I need to run slower and not faster because I don't want to injure myself. So I'm debating whether I'm doing 30-30 now. That's what I started with. I don't know if I need to make it 40-20, so I won't be so rested and that'll slow it down. I'm just not quite sure what to do with it, or whether to just to stay where I am, because I'm so far doing okay.
I started with the 30-30, and I found I needed to have more running time, so I went to the 1 minute run, 30-minute recovery, and that seemed to make a big that shift seemed to make a big difference for me. I felt like, that was enough of a running time, and then recovery. It's amazing how quickly that 30 seconds disappears when you start running a minute and then recovering the 30 seconds. So I found that helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, and just playing with the intervals is the way to go. If you find that like you're wanting to go faster, then yeah, try it. You can bump it up a little bit at a time, but there's not like any like set progression really. And like, okay, now you have gotten to this point, so you're going to add 15 seconds to your run time. It's more just like when, you know what I mean? Like just experimenting and finding your sweet spot.
Thanks.
Well, I have a question about weekly mileage, because I'm finding as we bump up the mileage, because I'm assuming I'm going to do a half end of August.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten into weeks of 30 plus miles that I haven't seen in years. And I'm struggling a little bit with that much mileage in a week. So I know you build in cushion sometimes for mileage during the week with your long run. And so I wonder sometimes if I can back off my weekly mileage and how much I can back off to still get to that long run 10-mile goal kind of thing.
So are you doing the Cap City plan?
Yes.
Theoretically, which level are you doing?
I'm doing level 1.
So yeah, where you are right now, you're kind of in like the real meat of the plan. I would not recommend backing off on the long runs. I think that I would consider the long runs in the level 1 plan to be the minimum long run, the minimum that I would want. Maybe you could go like don't need to go all the way to, you know what I mean? You could make the 12s, 11s, but that's not going to be enough of a difference to really affect like so is it the long runs you're having a problem with, or just the total volume, feeling worn down, etc.?
I feel like it's the volume during the week. And then when I get to my long run, it's like, that's, it's just been enough of a shift for me that I'm noticing I'm struggling with the long run.
Sure. Yeah, I think that if you are, especially because these plans were not like strictly written with run walk in mind, we just are kind of feeling it out because we've only been doing the run. I mean, this spring was the first season we were really doing run walk. So it could end up where you're in a situation where you're getting into a lot more time on your feet than we may have anticipated, which is entirely possible. So during the week, you can definitely like just a mile here, a mile there. If you want to you might do it kind of like a Badger miles concept, which is like where you just say X amount of time equals 1 mile. So like maybe you say for you 10 minutes is a mile. So if it has 8 on the schedule, you run for 80 minutes instead of however, you know what I mean? Because if the difference is, if you're doing 12-minute miles, you're talking about extra 15 to 20 minutes versus, you know what I mean, doing 80. So if you want to email me at circ.coaching@gmail.com, we can plan out something for the next couple weeks here, because you're really going to be getting into like the beefiest parts of this. So yeah, email me and we'll sidebar about it, and then that way I can talk to other run walk people too, because yeah, it's definitely something where you could end up on your feet for like an hour and a half on weeknights, and I know that's just tough time wise. You're fitting that into your schedule and around the rest of your life, it's going to wear you out. So we'll figure it out.
Okay. I think this is a fallback week.
Yes. But I mean, not by much. Never by that much.
Hey, Charlie, can I
Yeah.
ask you? I'm trying to do a breakout room, and I guess I don't know how. Could you send Elizabeth and one of the PTs? I
Am I
picked
currently the
I picked
host?
Melissa, but I didn't do it right.
Am I the host right now?
You're a co-host.
I don't think the breakout rooms were enabled when we started this session. Do you have the button? Do you have the button at the bottom, Terry?
Yeah, hold on, my dog's barking. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, I think that unless you have the button at the bottom that says like, I am the host now. Okay, I got it. You guys are in a breakout room. Open all rooms. Did they just leave? Okay. I think that they are Melissa, or are they gone? We did it.
Was I almost there?
You were so close.
Oh,
You
okay.
may have actually successfully done it, and they just hadn't joined yet. So,
Oh, okay.
cool.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone.
You're fine.
I was a rookie at that.
Yeah, I actually, so if you follow me like on Strava, you'll see that I always end up with like, I even though I say like, it doesn't matter if you run even mileage, I always end up pretty close. Well, I'm at like 7.98 or something because I like to stop it at just a little bit off. But I actually run for time in my day-to-day life. Like I set like, so that way, like if my normal run is an hour and 15 minutes, for me, that's either 8 or 9 miles, depending on how hot it is, how lazy I am, if I'm hungover, if I help my mom move the day before. You know what I mean? Like there's a million things that it could possibly be. It's probably never 7 miles unless but sometimes I'm jogging with somebody else. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just don't worry about it too much. So I definitely go in my personal life more by time on my feet and just let the mileage work itself out. But I don't know. I guess I do a hybrid approach. If I was training for a race right now and I knew that I wanted to be able to cover that distance efficiently, I would probably be worrying more about the mileage, but I'm not. So, but you know, I mean, you got to take both things into account here. That's all I got. I don't know. It was wild how much nicer it was this evening, out of the ordinary. Normally I do my longer run in the morning and my shorter run in the evening so that I can get it out of the way when it's cool out. Only this morning was terrible. And this afternoon was very nice, like extremely pleasant, sunny and breezy.
That sucks because I was out this morning.
That brings me to a different question. So when, like, a couple weeks ago when we did a 10-mile run, I had company, so I did 5 in the morning and 5 at night. Is that okay to do on occasion to get those miles in one day? So
I say this as somebody who's a big advocate of what I would call density of running. Don't do what I do. I'm just explaining my thought process here. If you want to work up to this point, please email me. But so I think that running more than once in a day can be very beneficial once you reach a certain level. But for your long run, we're trying to get a specific stimulus there. So running twice in a day is not the real reason to run twice in a day. Is that I think it's easier to run 5 miles twice, separated by 8 or 10 or 12 hours, than it is to run 10 miles once. There's also some sidebar stuff about like getting like the hit of hormones that comes with exercise multiple times in a day, and there's some maybe fringy science about improving recovery, but it doesn't matter. But for this long run specifically, I would not split it up. And for everybody else, I would not split up runs into doubles unless you're I don't want to put like you have to run 80 miles a week or you have to run 60 miles a week to do this, but you have to certainly be you have to be running 6 days a week for sure already comfortably. You know what I mean? It's just like, it takes time to get there. But so don't take my advocacy of it as a recommendation to go out and split all your runs in half this week. Don't do that. But yeah, for the long run, I would try to do it all at once. If it happens, but don't make a habit of it, basically.
Are you going to send us the workout that you're suggesting?
It should be in an email that you got today, the big announcement email. So the way that we do our weekly newsletters is on Tuesdays. We'll send out a reminder for this call and the workout. And then on Fridays, we send out kind of a more general newsletter. You should have gotten an email today from our secretary, Kelly, but I think it just says it comes from Columbus Eastside Run Club. But if you have any questions about it, or if it seems like you want to modify it or anything like that, you can also always email me. My email address is on our website, and I usually mix it into the emails, but I forgot to put it in there today.
Charlie, one thing to add, I guess, is that the actual workout itself, I mean, you kind of described it, but then the actual workout is on the website if you're trying to find
sure,
it.
yes. I can actually, I think, so it's under, if you go to our website and log in, thank you, Kelly, and then you go to training schedules, it's under quality workouts. And we have our kind of virtual race series quality workouts lined up there.
All right, thank you.
No problem. And I think all of my contact information is on the website as well, somewhere.
It is.
Okay, cool.
Charlie, I was talking to somebody this week who is a walker. Well, yeah, I remember who's a walker who was hoping to walk by time.
Sure.
I've even talked to some other people about like they're returning from injury and preferred to do by time. I just wondered like what you thought how do you adapt the mileage into time?
It would really depend on, I would say, I guess if I was going to give a general guideline, I would say that somebody should take it just depends on, so I call these Badger miles, even though they're not technically Badger miles, because at the University of Wisconsin, they have like traditionally, under whoever the name of their current cross country coach is, he's been there forever. They don't ever run by mileage. They don't have weekly assigned mileage in their whatever, or they do, but they call them Badger miles. So they'll say 10 Badger miles, and that's 70 minutes. They just figure 7 minutes is a mile. They don't want to know how far you actually ran. They just it's just like this concept they have. So, but obviously not for everybody 7 minutes. If I was doing Badger miles, I would say like an 8:30 is my, you know what I mean? So converting to time, I figure I plan the schedules based on about a 10-minute mile for the weekly mileage. So like 10 to 11-minute miles. So that would be like the amount of volume we're going for. I will say if somebody's training for a half or any other race where they may or may not, where it's a distance that might be a reach for them, half, full, some people that's a 10K and that's okay. Then they need to worry more about the mileage and not just the time. Because you can run for time all you want, but if your longest run is 8 miles, you're gonna have, you may struggle when you get to your race. Does that make sense? So I guess it's just, I would say if I was going to give for our schedules like a just rule of thumb, it would be to just call each mile 10 minutes of running. So, or walking. Yeah.
So if there's 3 miles on the schedule, they should walk for 30 minutes?
Yeah, if they're straight walking, they can, are they just like straight up just walking?
Mm-hmm.
No run walking?
This is all for health, so we're not.
Right, I totally understand. Yeah, then 10 minutes, yes. As long as they don't have a distance they're going for and they just need some guideline, I think 10 minutes is good, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Charlie, I was texting when you were talking. I'm sorry. Did you say the workout is on the webpage?
It is on, well, I didn't say this. Kelly reminded me, so don't give me too much credit. Yes, it is on our website, ColumbusEastsideRunningClub.com. All of the workouts are under training schedules. We have the quality workouts up there.
Did last week I was thinking you said that the full wasn't going to start yet.
So
is full
theoretically, the full marathon quality workouts should not start until late July.
Okay.
Because we started this season crazy early. If I was just like taking the quality workouts we always do and just transferring them to the new dates. I'm gonna try to have those ready for you guys for the week after the 4th of July. I don't want you guys to be stuck waiting, you know what I mean, for another 3 weeks after that. So they will start a little bit earlier, but for now, I just want the people who are training for using one of the full marathon plans to just worry for now about getting in all your mileage, you know what I mean, putting down that like good base of miles and then go from there. I see the thumbs up. Okay, good.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I see people are back from our breakout rooms. I hope that everything went great over there. Anybody have any other questions, concerns? I am personally taking the information from that nutrition talk and already applying it to my life. I have never been like, I've always been like, get up and be running within like 8 minutes of getting out of bed person. But I'm like trying to get up like 14 minutes before I get out of bed and have like a very light snack now. She said that I'm just like totally, that there is no real benefit to running depleted. So, yeah.
Hey Charlie, I'm just getting started and trying to run better and all that stuff. I'll eventually get to nutrition, but my question is the strides. I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, so so strides are kind of like they're kind of straddling the line between a workout and more of like a drill, like high knees or something. So when you do strides, what we're really trying to do is hone in on kind of the neurological pathways that allow us to run more efficiently. We're trying to train our body to run more efficiently with a minimum of stress on our systems and a minimum of fuss. So strides are not very strenuous. They are not necessarily scientific. I just have a good alley by my house that's like, I don't know, it's probably like not even 100 meters long. It's probably like 80 meters long, but it doesn't matter. So what you do is you start out at like what you might call a steady pace. So maybe like risk, a little harder than easy, and then you slowly accelerate. You can either just pick it up slowly over the course of the run, like this, or like I have like some, like there's a fire hydrant, there's that porch with the pink flamingo, you know what I mean? There's a couple spots where I'm like, that's where I like kind of accelerate a little bit more, and then maybe like 80% of the way to like near the end, you just touch your top speed, like whatever your top speed is, whether when you're not sprinting, like still just running normal, you know what I mean? You just, as soon as you accelerate it up, you hit that and then come back down. You don't have to hold that. It's not like you're doing that and then holding it for half the distance. It's just a slow acceleration. And really what is going to happen is your body is going to teach itself how to run more good, basically. This is like a life hack for improving your running mechanics. And if you, that's like the basic information on it. I would strongly recommend you not worry too much about like exactly how to do them or how long they should be or whatever. If you want to do them in the middle of a run and you don't want to go find an alley that's straight and flat, just do 4 by 15 to 20 second like surges at the end of your run. Same basic thing. The key thing is to fully recover between them, because they probably do have, they will have some like very minor aerobic benefit, but that's not why we do that. The reason we do them is for like the neurological, the improvements in your mechanics. So you want to fully recover, because if you go into it tired and your form is breaking down, you're kind of losing the benefits of it. Shouldn't take that long to fully recover from it, like 30 seconds of standing around, jogging back to the start, 60-second jog. Yeah, that's strides. They're basically just like quick accelerations, come back down. They should not be too strenuous.
Thanks, Charlie.
No problem. And that's one that I don't ever want to send you guys, be like, hey, well, Google it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm your coach, but like that's like such like a staple thing that like, don't think about it too much. Sometimes you Google stuff and people are like, well, I make sure I do them exactly like this, blah, blah, blah. Just don't worry about it too much. They're just kind of injecting a little dose of speed into your legs without working too hard. Cool. All right. Well, this has been good.
I was just going to put a plug in for your Thursday workout class.
That's true. If any of you guys are interested, I do. Normally, I teach classes at Second Soul and at Baltimore UMC on weeknights, but obviously, we're not going to be meeting anytime soon. So I am teaching Thursday night, 6:30 on Zoom. If you are interested in that, please get a hold of me somehow, some way. And there is some equipment that I would have to lend you, which is totally fine. I can drop it off for you. But if you just want to jump on and just see if it seems like something you want to do, it's totally like pay what you want. I'm just like kind of, you know, we're all just kind of getting through this whole COVID thing together. So it's kind of like just low to no pressure if you want to come try it out. But basically it's a fitness class. It's kind of like a HIIT class, high intensity interval training, but we do, it's designed around, normally I would design it around Cap City or the Columbus Marathon. So we build up, it's very like kind of running specific in a lot of the movements and what we focus on. And we build up and then step back weeks and then taper at the end. So this time we're doing it in conjunction with the virtual race series. So next week in my workout will be a recovery week, just like it's a step back week for you guys running, so that you can then run well on the weekend. So if you're interested, drop me a line. I'll send you the link. We meet in 2 days, on Thursdays at 6:30. So yeah, thank you, Casey. I totally forgot about it.
There are several of us on here that take the class, so we have we'll give them props. And Casey's in charge of your marketing now.
Yeah, I'm the worst marketer of all time. So, but yeah, so if you're interested in that, I think there was a link in the newsletter last Friday as well, or something about it. So that also exists. Yeah, with my phone number even. Well, now you guys all know that. All right, well, I think that we have had a good coaching session for me dropping the ball on our topic. If there's no last minute questions, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. All right, going once, going twice. All right, have a good night, everybody.